Greetings, sports fans. We're here from Studio One in Gassville, Arkansas. And I've got my good friend Milkbone here to keep me company. For a little bit anyway, till she gets bored with me. But I always feel like when I've got her like this, like I'm I'm Goldfinger. No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. Anyway, speaking of dying, we had some few upsets this week, but it was really a week for the favorites, which any true gambler despises. We want to see some upsets because, it makes it more exciting. And this week it was the Steelers who let us down. Well, didn't let everybody down, but it let down quite a few. Losing by 2 points. That's rough. That's really rough. And the other one was kind of like a mini upset. The Colts beat the Chargers. Chargers were only favored by 1.5 versus the Steelers being, by 5.5. And, both of those teams, they lost. Bigger upset, or almost an upset, by 1 point was the Giants and the Denver Bronco game. I was a little, shook up watching that one. I'd lost a few already by then, and I was like, Jesus, I got to win this one, right? Anyway, managed to win that one, but only by 2 points. And, all in all, only 2 teams didn't cover the spread, and there were only 2 upsets, and one was only a mini upset. The Colts, who really looked strong, I thought. That team might be going places this year. But we're gonna start out on the bottom this week, only because, none of us really did super bad, which is a change. Change is good. We don't all want to do super bad at any time. But this week, very few did what I'd call, not so good. And of course, I was one of them. There were the 9-game winners at the bottom. We were on the bottom with 9 games. Like I said, double digits is the only way to do this. So, anyway, it was me, the Slowhorse, Jayhawker, and his brother, the Undertaker. 9 games, 9 wins. Not too good. I don't want to be around you two. If you're going to keep picking like this, I can't believe my superior intellect should carry me, but it's carrying me out is what it's doing. It's carrying me out. And not good. 9 wins. So, but anyway, everybody else double digits. Isn't that great? Except us. 10-game winners. The Badgers. The Rooster. Uncle Edge. 10 games. Mr. Clean. 10 wins. Batman and Hollywood. Hollywood climbing up a little bit there. She was slowing down there last week. Last couple of weeks, and last week she did good. The week before was horrible. That's what it was. So she's repeated and is doing much better now. 10 games. Really, really good picking. And then we had the 11-game winners. And that was the Coyote, Southpaw and Goldilocks, the Hankster, always near the top it seems. Cracklin' Rosie, she's doing real good too. You're going to see that later. And Surfer Girl. Coming on strong, 11 wins. Very, very, very good. Wish I were among you. All right, we got the 12-game winners. Excellent picking. Excellent picking. And they were some names we haven't been hearing yet this season. We had the Lady Hawk. Hey, outstanding, really good. Boilermaker, coming out of his sickness, maybe. Don't be running off to the casinos or anything just yet. Don't be, you shouldn't be betting the bookies or nothing because, you don't want to go into a relapse. You think you're doing good, like you know what you're doing, and you think you're over the symptoms, and then you go and you start pushing it, like betting on Tennessee or something like that, or the Jets. I had the Jets this week. I did it to myself again, thinking I knew something. But I didn't know nothing because the Jets lost again, couldn't even score me a touchdown. And the counselor 12 wins. I haven't said your name in a while. Well done, Mr. Counselor. Well done. That's some good picking. And now we come to the winner for the week. Lucky Dan. 14 wins. 14. I ain't got that many fingers. 14 wins out of 15 games. Almost perfect. Let's see, who let you down? Oh, it was the Steelers. Yeah, they let a lot of people down. Wow, 2 points. Tough game. That one was tough. I remember watching that one. Just about killed me. Anyway, that's it for the week. You get Lucky Dan gets his first tiebreaker points. He gets 2 of them. And now I'm gonna tell you a little story about gambling and the sin I made this week. I didn't really mean to sin, but I did. I made a pact with Willie of the Badgers a long, long time ago. I mean, this is going back probably a decade or so, that if we ever received a tip, that we would immediately convey that tip to the other person. I know this is going to kill him. He's going to get upset. He may want a piece of me. I hope not, but he may. So it was Wednesday, last week Wednesday, and I'm giving somebody a ride down to Conway, and I get a text, and what do I get? I get a Hangster. One of the best horsemen best bettors on gambling I ever saw, as far as horses go. Anyway, he gives me a tip that Bubba, who's a mutual friend of a trainer friend we have down in Hot Springs, he said, this guy, this horse, Schilling, is running at Aqueduct. And the 5th race, 6 horse, I believe it was. And with that, I said, okay, fine. You know, I'm at the gas station, and I call up my app, and I can't get a signal. You know, in Arkansas, it's tough sometimes. You know, I mean, it's not bad to have the app on your phone, is it? That's good. I agree with you. I call it up the app, get to the big A, make the bet. I threw $10 on it. Figuring, you know, whatever. I get the tip from Hangster, who got it from Bubba. It's got to be good. It's got to be solid. $10 ain't going to kill me one way or the other. So I forget, you know, I get back in the car, going back down to Conway. But my sin, which is bad, I never texted my brother Willie to tell him about this particular race. So I didn't think nothing about the race. I go down to Conway, come back home, and then I remember, oh, hey, yo, you put money down on a horse today. So I look it up. The horse paid 18-1 with a little breakage. So my $10 bet netted me $185. I couldn't believe the horse was 6-1 on the morning line. Who'd have thought it would go 3 times that? You know? But the sin was I never let Willie know. And I'm admitting it freely on the show right now that I should have let him know. And I hope he'll forgive me. And I got a nice start for the racing season that's about to come up. And by all that is holy, with the gamblers, I will never make this mistake again. You know, I will never make this mistake again. So there's my confession, and I hope to be forgiven. Because if he gets a tip, I sure want it. So sorry, bro, about that mistake. Anyway, we're gonna go. Now it's that time on the show. Pick of the week. And let me tell you what that pick of the week was. It was the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals, and only one of us made the Cincinnati pick. And it was the Surfer Girl. Yeah, she picked that game. I marked it down for her. I says, well, you're probably going to be alone on this one. She goes, no, I know. Cincinnati's going to win this one. So I didn't think much of it. But sure enough, they won. And that's why she gets pick of the week. And a tip from my Visser there, that was one great pick. Which leads me into another story real quick. So one thing I like to do is not bet on my luck so much because it's, it's piss poor most of the time. But when I see somebody who's hot, like at a crap table or at the track, somebody's picking good, blah, 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 I jump on that bandwagon because I want to ride the coattails of that luck whenever possible. So, kind of like the tip of the horse race, I says to her, the Denver Broncos are favored by 7 against the Giants. And she says to me, the Giants are going to win that game. Didn't you, Surfer Girl? And I said, are you certain? She goes, well, not really, but they're never going to cover that 7-point spread. So I bust out the phone, and I got that app on my phone too. And just before the game, I throw 20 down on the Giants and take the 7 points. Actually, it was 7.5 point spread by game time. And we're watching the game, and we can't believe that the Giants looked like right up until the end they were going to win that game outright. But sure enough, they didn't, because I didn't pick them. I think I just made the dogs bark pounding on the table. Anyway, she won that bet. And not only did she make that bet and, got a joint account, she's picked 3 of these games. 3. The last 3 Sundays. Incredible. So, I tipped my Visser there. The account's looking good. We'll have plenty of money to go down to maybe not opening weekend at Oaklawn, but definitely in December. We're going. Anyway, let's move on to the board. And this week, Uncle Edge still up top. He had 10 wins this week, and he gives him a total of 74 wins, 2 tiebreaker points. First place. Second place, the Badgers still right on his tail. They also had 10 wins, which gives them 73 and 3 tiebreaker points. Third place, Goldilocks, Southpaw and Goldilocks, 11 wins. Good week. That gives them 73 wins, 2 tiebreaker points. Then, Cracklin' Rosie continuing on with her good season so far. 11 wins, which gives her 73 and 1 tiebreaker point. The Hankster climbed on top of me this week. Of course, I think a lot of people climbed on top of me this week. Hankster had 11 wins for a total of 71 wins, 2 tiebreaker points. And then the big mover, Lucky Dan, was somewhere down here last week. But with this incredible 14-win week, he has climbed over people like a human body of ladders, man, or a ladder of human bodies. Something like that. He climbed his way up to 6th place and has a total of 70 wins, 2 tiebreaker points. Then Mr. Clean, holding tight. He comes in with 10, gives him a total of 70, 1 tiebreaker point. Who's tied with the Counselor. Climbed up a little this week with his 12 wins. He's up to 70 wins total with 1 tiebreaker point. Tied for 7th place there. And then, there I am with my 9. Damn it. 70 wins. I ain't got no tiebreaker points. I didn't get any the whole year last year. And it looks like I'm continuing the tradition. It's bothering me. 8th place. The Coyote running into me. He had 11 wins last week. He was sniffing around last week, did real good. It looks like he's still out there sniffing around for wins. He's got 68 wins, no tiebreaker points in 9th place. Down comes in the Undertaker. Him and his brother, the Jayhawker, both had 9 wins this week. Total of 67 with 1 tiebreaker point each. So we got a tie for 10th place. We also got A tie for 11th with the Lady Hawk. She had 12 wins this week. Well done. 67 total. No tiebreaker points. And a Surfer Girl comes in. With her 11 wins, that brought her up to 67 wins for the season. No tiebreaker points. And then the Rooster, where he had to struggle to get off the bottom there for a while. But the Rooster came in with 10. Good job. He's got 66 wins, 2 tiebreaker points in 12th place, all by himself. And then we got the Batman. The Batman, he's underperforming this year. I don't know what else to say. Normally, he's up in here somewhere, or at least. He has won this thing before, too. But not his year so far. I mean, look, Cracklin' Rosie, that's his main squeeze. And I'll tell you, she's beating the pants off him right there. 73. What's he got? 66. Wow, that's tough. It's real tough. And then we got Hollywood, the rookie, coming in with 65 wins. Still, only 9 wins back. That can be made up. Look what Lucky Dan did with his good week, with his excellent week. He vaulted over people. So Hollywood, you keep swinging away. 65 wins, no tiebreaker points. And the Boilermaker, despite his 12 wins this week, which is really good, it only brought him up to 61 wins, and he's still no tiebreaker points. And, well, you know, he's in last place. So that's a tough deal there. Anyway, that's how it shakes out. That's where everybody is. And Thursday night game. Yo, Thursday nights. That's like, you know, you see it's Wednesday, you might want to make your pick. I'm not going to name names, but a couple of people, you know, they didn't get their pick in on time. And you know what the rules are. There's only one rule. Get me your picks on time. So don't let it happen to you. Thursday night, Vikings at Chargers. The Vikings. They let me down, didn't they? Yes, they did. I don't know if I'm picking them. The Chargers, they lost to the Colts this week. I know that one because I had the Colts, and I was happy to see that. But anyway, that's the game. Make sure you get your picks in on time. So, until next week, from Studio One, me and the Surfer Girl, bringing it to you every week. Have a good betting week. Good night, everybody.